We're going to be working on stretching our chest, opening our shoulders up. We spend so much time on these computers and get into this position, and then this is also a sort of a protective position. So, you know, anxiety about COVID, or worrying about your mom, or getting mad at your sister, or worrying about social injustice in the world and that you're not doing enough, or worrying about elections or e-school or all this stuff like pulls our body in towards itself, and these muscles in your chest get shortened. And so we're going to work on opening that up today. And when you physically open up in here, it automatically connects to your heart, your energetic heart, which is in the middle of your chest, kind of right underneath your thumbs when you do put your hands in the Namaste Mudra, right here. So your check-in today, not just one word, tell me how you're doing mind, body, and heart-wise. Maybe three different words. Maybe you can apply this similar words, but notice how what's happening in your mind might very well be different than what's happening in your body and what's happening in your heart, right? 3 words to describe how you're doing mind, body, and heart. And as we work today, opening your chest will also end up opening your heart. And notice what happens as you sort of make yourself vulnerable. Notice what happens in your body, notice what happens in your mind, notice what happens in your heart as we stretch and try to open some of this area that gets neglected. Feisty, such a great word. Okay, so today we're going to start on our backs. So I'm going to plug this in, so hopefully everybody's going to join us and not make me get up too much. So let's lie down, get yourself comfortable and kind of check in. I'm going to recommend bent knees. And for some of us, that means you might try your feet wide and let your knees flop towards each other. And that might be not very comfortable for you. So if it is uncomfortable, then don't do it. But the idea is that you're not holding your legs up with your muscles, that you've made some kind of structure where your bones are able to sustain your body your knees in an upright position. So find out what that is for you. And then I'm going to let somebody else in. Start to notice your breathing. Then notice what your hands are doing. Where did your hands end up? Be conscious of that. Maybe try a different position on your chest, on your belly, palms up with your shoulders rotated back, or even your arms in goalposts, right angles, and flopping that down and seeing what happens. Just be conscious of where you decided to put your hands. And then go ahead and grab the tops of your knees and roll around a little bit to give yourself a self massage. So roll so it feels good. Move your legs around, and then keep holding on to your right leg and extend your left leg out. And either hold it in a static stretch or move your knee around so that your femur adjusts where it's sitting in your hip socket. And I'm going to let a couple people in again. Bring both knees together again and give yourself a wiggle. And then switch legs. So keep holding on to your left knee and extend your right leg out. And either keep it static or move it around. I'm going to grab tops of both knees again, give yourself a wiggle. And this time we're going to do a double knee twist. So I'm going to take this whole apparatus, my entire body, and I'm going to swing it over till the whole thing teeter-totters over towards the right. And then I'm going to open my, keep my knees stacked on top of each other and open my shoulder, my arms in goalpost or cactus, and I'm going to try to bring my left shoulder towards the ground in a twist. And somebody needs to mute themselves, I think. Notice what happens to the quality of your breathing when you twist. Where does it get tight and where is it easy? Notice where your body is stretching. Notice where you feel sensation. And if you're on the more flexible side, maybe you don't feel any sensation right now. And can you be okay with that? Okay. Bring both of your knees back up to vertical. Grab the tops of your knees for a second for a little bit of a wiggle. Then switch over this whole thing, whole body over to the left side. And open your arm, right shoulder towards the ground. And again, notice your breathing. Notice the sensation or lack of sensation. And then go ahead and bring both knees back up to vertical. Give yourself a little self-massage. And then we're going to do a little bit of ab work from here. And all we're going to do is flow through twisting your knees till they hit on one side, bringing them back up to vertical and shifting over to the other side and back up to vertical. You can push down with your arms and notice how much push you need to get your body up and where you need to push to get your torso back up to vertical. It's probably 2 sets. Be slow and gentle, gently touch down and then immediately come back up again and go to the other side. And one more set, both sides. Touch down, up to vertical, touch down the other side and up to vertical. And then grab the tops of your knees and massage a little bit. And then our last stretch from here is going to be, it's called thread the needle. So both feet on the ground. I'm going to take my left ankle and cross it over my right leg, my right upper thigh. I'm going to let somebody in and then And then I'm going to bring this, I'm going to try to flex this left foot because that makes sure if you have your calf engaged, it protects your knee. So I'm going to leave that engaged. And then I'm going to bring my right knee toward my nose and lift off. You can either be static or you can move it around again, circles or figure eights or whatever you feel like. Some of you, this is pretty intense already. For others of you, if you're not feeling much, you could put both hands around your right thigh or your right shin, and that will intensify the stretch. When I'm in this position, it's my left butt, left hip, hamstring, butt area is where I feel the stretch. Go ahead and put both feet down and switch sides. So right ankle crosses over the left upper thigh, flexing my right foot, and then bringing my left knee towards my nose, and either holding it statically or giving it some movement. And if I would like to, grabbing my left thigh or my left shin, if that feels good to you. And go ahead and put both feet on the ground. Grab the tops of your knees for one final wiggle. And then we're gonna rock and roll up to sitting. So I would do at least three rocks, because then I'll get a good self massage and it's fun. So rock and roll. Maybe feel your back crack. I did 4. And just sit in sort of mountain pose, but try grabbing your elbows or your forearms behind your back. So sit in a mountain type position with your elbows clasped behind you. And notice what happens with your shoulders. It should open up your shoulders, but some of us, I do, have a tendency to roll your shoulders forward so you're still in that hunched position, even if your arm's back. So see if you can bring your shoulder to vertical and then grab your elbows. And again, notice where you're stretching. Some of us might have a lot of sensation in our shoulder chest area, and some of us might not feel anything. And can you be okay with that? And as we're talking about this energy coming from your heart center, it's almost like a string is pulling from your center of your chest and up. And another analogy is you're beaming your heart. So that's makes that kind of sensation. Okay, so go ahead and release, and we'll just do shoulder rolls from here. I'm doing 3 one way, and then I'm going to switch directions. Come to neutral, and then I'm going to take my left arm and slide it behind my back. So I've got this kind of a look behind me, and then I'm going to lean my head over to the right, and notice how when your arm isn't involved and you're trying to keep that shoulder rolled back, how it changes the stretch in your neck. I'm going to let somebody else in. We store a lot of tension here, but let's go ahead and come on up and then switch sides. So my right arm behind my back, and then my head going towards my left ear. And this should really stretch where a lot of us hold a lot of our tension. All the neck muscles and the trapezius. This guy back here. And then come back up to vertical again, release, maybe give your shoulders a little bit of a wiggle. And then we're gonna do cat-cow or nods of our rib cage area from sitting. So that's for our thoracic spine, our rib cage spine, it's bring your shoulders forward and your shoulders back. And if you add breath, it's exhale as you bring them forward and inhale as you come back. And let's do one more of the thoracic spine. And then think about your lumbar spine. So crunch at your belly area and then stick your butt out. And then one more. And come back to neutral. We're going to do side bend, but try with your hands clasped behind you, or you're grabbing at your forearms or elbows, depending on what is comfortable for you. So inhale tall and exhale, bend over to one side. And then inhale tall again and bend over to the other side. Come on up. And then switch your arm position, meaning whatever hand's on top, put it on the bottom. Whatever's on the bottom, put it on top. Just switch your grip to see how that is, and notice what difference happens when you adjust your hand grip there. And check in with your mountain. And then we're going to do big circles from here of our whole torso. And notice what lifts up and stretches and where you have to use your abs. Okay, so you don't fall over. And switch directions. Great. Come back to your mountain, release your arms and just shake them out a little bit. Notice what a little bit of stretching in that area does. And then we'll come to standing on our knees. I'm going to put side view. I think it's a little bit easier to see. Standing tall on my knees. And again, I'm going to grab elbows. And this is a little sequence for camel. Camel is when you really think about leading with your chest and having that string pull you tall. And maybe you're looking up. It's a gentle back bend. Really want to engage your lower belly particularly so you don't compress your back. You're just reaching, beaming your heart towards the ceiling, having a string pull the center of your chest up towards the sky, and maybe looking up. And notice the quality of your breath in this position. And go ahead and counter stretch by coming back into a child's pose with your hands behind your back, or whatever's comfortable for you. Sometimes people like to be on their toes. And then come on up to kneeling again and lean up. And then we'll pulse it a couple times. So exhale and come back and counter stretch. And inhale, arch back, look up. Exhale, come down. And one more, inhale, look up towards the sky. And then go ahead and release your arms and wiggle. Good job. When you start to stretch that area, sometimes that vulnerability feeling comes through. So be aware of what happens in your body and your mind and your heart as you stretch these areas. Right?
That collapsed so much tougher.
What'd you say, Chase? I couldn't hear you. So we're gonna add on with a lunge. So bring right foot forward into our first lunge of the day. Couple breaths here before we add on. So I'm going to bring I'm going to make big circles with my left arm. So bringing it up, big circle behind. And usually as you bring your arm up and back, it's an inhale. And as you come down and towards the front, it's an exhale, or wherever that works for you. And on our fourth one, leave your arm in this back position. So externally rotated, palm towards the front, and really thinking about that stretch, beaming my heart. This might be it for you. If you have a wall right there, you can use that as a prop to help stretch this area. If you're pretty flexible, you might be able to grab your left foot. Whoop. Grab onto the wall. Oop, getting cramp. Great. I'm not able to grab my left foot apparently right now, but some people can. Grab your left foot. When I'm doing this, I'm still keeping my hand externally rotated. So my palm is on my arch of my foot and my thumb is on my big toe. And that keeps that external rotation. And look front and notice how that switches your stretch. Go ahead and release it if you had grabbed. And we're going to stand up from here and stay in a standing lunge. So tuck that back foot and come up to standing. And check in with your balance. You really need to engage your lower belly again and energetically pull your legs together and think of that connection with the ground to help you stabilize. Chest facing towards the front of your mat. Now we're going to try big circles with your right arm. Two. Inhale up and back. And on the fourth one, I'm going to hold it in this sort of externally rotated position. If you've got a wall right there, you can use that to help you stretch. If you can reach it, you can grab onto your thigh or just have it in this sort of externally rotated position and beam your heart up towards the sky. Go ahead and shake out your shoulders and let's bring both feet together at the front and just notice your mountain. And we're going to counter stretch some of that with a forward fold. So go ahead and just swan dive into a forward fold position, whatever is comfortable for you. Let your head dangle. Have a nice bend in your knees since this is our first one. If you feel like rocking or shifting your weight from left to right, go ahead and do that. And keep breathing. Notice what happens to your breath when you're folded in half. And then slowly ragdoll vertebrae by vertebrae, vertebra by vertebra. Back up to standing. And this time, we're going to do a forward fold with a hand grab. So either grabbing your elbows or grabbing your hands. We're going to forward fold with our hands behind us. So inhale tall and exhale, bring your body forward into forward fold and let your arms do whatever they do to have a stretch in your shoulder area. I still have a generous bend in my knees. I'm letting my head dangle. And then again, come slowly up, vertebra by vertebra, so we don't get too dizzy. And check in with your mountain. We're going to come down to the ground. So inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flatten your back. Exhale, bend your knees. I think we're going down to plank. Yeah, go ahead and go down to plank and lower down. Inhale, cobra. And then take a couple breaths here and give yourself a wiggle to stretch. Make sure that you're protecting your lower back by pressing in with your pelvis and engaging your lower belly. And then come down. And the next one, grab your hands behind you like we had just did. And we're going to do a cobra from here, either your elbows, if you can get them, or close to your elbows, your forearms, or your hands. And then go ahead and inhale and raise up. Take a couple breaths here. Go ahead and release down. And I'm going to take a break. So I'm going to pillow my forehead into my hands. Maybe give my hips a little bit of a wiggle. And then I'm going to go ahead and come back into child's pose, whichever child's pose version is most comfortable for you. And again, I'm going to rock my child's pose a little bit. Then we're going to come back to standing on our knees. And we're going to do camel again. And this time, instead of grabbing our elbows, I'm going to put my hands on my lower back. The tops of my fingers are on my upper butt. My palms of my hands are on my upper back. And I'm going to try to bring my elbows together as far as they'll go behind me. And then I'm going to beam my heart up towards the ceiling. We'll look up as well. Press into my feet. Think about engaging my lower belly so I don't have too much pressure in my lower back. Arching back. Breathing, noticing the quality of my breath. For me, I get jittery or jaggedy. Then go ahead and come on down into a child's pose. And come back up onto your knees. Inhale and look up, beam your heart. Exhale, come on down.
Turned off.
Do it again. Inhale up. Exhale down. And one more. Inhale up. Look up, beam your heart. And then exhale, shake out your mountain. Can you guys still see me? It's finding out my phone is losing battery. Hold on. Let's do quick. Fix, hopefully. Whoops. Okay. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Okay, so we're in child's pose. Oh, we stood up, I think. Okay, now we're gonna switch sides and do our low lunge with our left knee leading. Take a couple breaths here first. And then I'm gonna do my circles with my right arm. So 1, 2, 3. And then on the 4th one, I'm gonna hold my arm open and back, check in with my shoulders to make sure I'm not rolling it forward. If I have a wall, I can use that. If you would like to, go ahead and grab your back foot. Again, the arch of my foot is being grabbed with the palm of my hand and my thumb is on my big toe, so I have that external rotation. Beam my heart forward. If this isn't available to you, don't worry about it. Just do whatever's right for your body. Go ahead and release, and then we're gonna come up onto our back toes into a standing lunge. Check in with your lunge first. Make sure you're pretty stable. Have a good foundation. Grip the ground with your toes. Pull your legs together and engage your lower belly particularly. That'll give you a little bit more foundation, a little bit more stability. And then we're going to take our left arm, give that giant circles. Inhale as you're up and back. And then for the 4th one on this, again, leave that shoulder and arm open, beam your chest towards the sky. If you want to, you can grab your thigh if that seems like a good idea. And then go ahead and bring your feet together at the front. Excuse me, I'm going to come over here real quick. Cool. Good job, everybody. We're going to do our challenge pose now, and depending on how flexible you are, I would say use a strap, but since it's a balance pose, I don't want you to fall out of it and then hurt yourself because you're wrapped up in your strap. So we're going to try strap free. So shift your weight into your right side of your body. And really think about pressing into the ground with your right foot, because we're going to lift our left foot. And actually lift it up behind you. And just grab your foot. For some of you, this is plenty. If you use the wall, you see if you can use it to stabilize you and then let go of the wall to help use your core muscles to keep you upright on one foot. Try adjusting that grip so that you have this external rotation in your hand. So if it's available to you, switch your grip so that the palm of your hand is at the arch of your foot and your thumb is on your big toe. And for some of us, this is a lot. And if you have a history of being a dancer or a gymnast or want to try something new, we're going to lean forward and push into our foot into our hand and our hand into our foot and reach forward, come out of it. And ice skaters and cheerleaders also can do this, and for them it might be a grab this direction and somehow get your foot up there. You know, not my body won't do that, but some people's will. So if that's part of what you can do, go ahead and try it out. The rest of us are going to switch sides. So shift your weight into your left leg. Really think about gluing that foot to the ground. And then go ahead and lift your right leg and just grab your right foot. And this might be it. Or if you want to see if you can change that grip to externally rotate your shoulder, see if that works for you. And then if you want, bend over, push into that foot and bring your arm out. And come back up. Let it go. If we were in class, I'd have you high five your neighbors. So virtual high five. And be proud of yourself. That's pretty amazing. All right. So we're going to get down to the ground, but we're going to do it in a playful way. So inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. And this time just bend your knees, put your feet on the ground, and kind of come into a squat and get your tush towards onto the ground. And we're going to rock and roll again 3 to 5 times and give your whole back a nice self-massage. So we... Awesome. And we have 2 more sitting poses before we go into our meditation. So one of them is reverse tabletop. So it's being on all fours but backwards. So from some bodies, it's just point your fingers away from you at a comfortable distance behind you. For some of us, that's not going to work at all. I would recommend wide arms, maybe even wider than your mat or just halfway on your mat. And either instead of being pointed directly that way, you might try kind of at a 45-degree angle or toward the corners of your room. And then I'm just going to push up and be in reverse tabletop. And notice the challenge, because you're like, wow, this is harder than I thought. And if you can, one more breath before you come down. Hopefully that was okay. Grab the tops of your knees and go ahead and roll on back. And then give yourself a self massage from back here. And we're going to go back to where we started, which was double knee twist. So my whole apparatus, my entire body is going to go to my left. So timber. And then I'm going to open my right shoulder towards the ground. And I'm going to put my arm in cactus to add that shoulder stretch. Notice how your twist might be different than what it was at the beginning. And go ahead and bring both knees up to vertical. You might give yourself a little bit of a wiggle, grabbing the tops of your knees and wiggling around. And then I'm going to swing my whole body, flop it over to the right side, timber, and then opening my left shoulder towards the ground with my arm in cactus. And notice how this side might be different than the other side. You might try looking different directions too. Look up, look away. See how that shifts things. And then go ahead and bring both knees back up to vertical. Grab the tops of your knees to wiggle whatever needs wiggling. And then we're going to come into a guided meditation. And for that guided meditation, if you'd like to be lying down like we were at the beginning, you're welcome to do that. I'm going to sit up, but find whatever seat you want to have for about a 5-minute guided meditation, and then we'll have like a 5-minute Shavasana, and then we'll be that'll be it for today. So find your seat or lie down, whatever's comfortable for you. Notice your breath. And see if you can allow your chest to fill with your breath and bring attention back to your chest area. And start by saying to yourself, I am love. I am love. Allow your chest to fill with your love. And allow it to flow throughout your body. I am love. Allow your gentle, tender nature to emerge. Be the most tender, loving being you can imagine. I am love. Allow yourself to say, I love everything about myself. I am my own best friend in life. I trust in love. And repeat one of those phrases to yourself or your own. I am love, love, love. And feel the energy flow through your entire body. And you'll notice it's going over the edges. So allow that love to expand to the people in your life that you care for. Keep expanding your love to expand to the entire planet. Hold the earth in your arms. Embrace it in a hug. Cover it in a blanket of your love, whatever image fits for you. Know that you are healing the world as you send your love, including yourself. Gently relax and be at peace with yourself as you realize that you are the source of love in your life. Go ahead and find your favorite Shavasana position, and we'll be in silence for a couple more minutes. Go ahead and start to lengthen your breathing again. Big inhale. And let it go. Might start wiggling your fingers and toes. Maybe do wrist circles and ankle circles. Maybe do full body stretch. And either rock and roll yourself up to sitting or push yourself up. I'm going to move so I can see a little better. Now check in again with your mind, body, and heart. And as we opened our chest, maybe your heart opened up a little bit, or maybe you can allow yourself to be open to the possibility. So thank you guys for joining me today, and keep on practicing and working on your yoga journals. Namaste, everybody.